Hey guys, Dale here, back with some more Rimworld, the Mandalorians colony. I took some advice from comments about the Biosculptor pod. I have some mods. It's part of the mod pack for like faster biosculpting and some other things with biosculpting. And so this is kind of our last group that we have going through a tough cycle. Does it say? Yeah, tough and biotuning. So most of them have 5 hours, I think. Kemi here has a couple days. But yeah, didn't go through and resolve like any scars or anything. So I think that's the next thing that we'll take a look at because there are a few people with some scars. We'll see if any of them are like painful or really impact them. But part of our ideology is that scars are honorable, I think. Let's take a look. Where is that? Scar is honorable. So people with some scarring, others have like higher opinions of them. So yeah, I think this is kind of like the most recent addition to the base. We've been focusing on just like getting tons of plasteel from our mineral miner things, and in effort to like build this guy out. So we've gotten a few raids up here. You can see they've like have some scattered weapons up here. We're working on this guy. I think we just need a bunch of hypertech components. Hypertech, we're at 51 of 150 queued up. Advanced components we're a little low on, so literally just kind of like, I think in the background, we will be just like going through making tons of advanced components, tons of regular components, tons of hypertech components so that we can kind of secure this spot up here. We'll need to build a second one of these because I think like this guy, you can see it doesn't quite cover the top up here, but if we can get this whole area covered, then we won't have any more drop pods that'll spawn in this area. And then we should be good to go. I have kind of like hooked up power to the ship from our main base. Ooh, random raider. And so we are starting to fill up these like capacitors. We haven't fueled these guys. We have them actually like switched off for now. We have some other stuff queued up here. We have the ship shield generator. I don't think that's going to prevent drop pods though. Why don't, again, go ahead and like come flick the switch and let's just like see how big the shield is. And then we'll also just kind of like tune it properly. So can we go anymore? No, we can't. So that's the largest the shield will go. We don't actually need it to be that big. What if we do reset? Okay. Thinking, well, let's go ahead and we'll just like increase it back to like max size. And then potentially we only need like 2 of those to cover for the ship. And there'll be some overlap there. Cool. So for the most part, we are just kind of like working on the exterior, putting a few things in the ship, but we're going to have to figure out like what heat ventilation looks like and all that other stuff. A little disappointing news. I built a couple of these guys and tried kind of like off screen, tried to figure out how to do like a bombing run on kind of like one of the imps, the impid tribes. Couldn't get it working here. Like I dev mode in like some other SRTS ships just to like, because we haven't researched any, but ones that should be like bombing run capable, and tried to get the bombing runs to work on that, moved SRTS around a bit in the mod order, just like couldn't get it to work. So I don't think we're going to be able to do like a bombing run to deal with kind of like proton artillery. But I did pop into, if we go into options, mod settings, what is it? Powerful faction bases. There is a forbid NPC settlements from using non-vanilla turrets. So we'll see if that helps us with kind of like totally getting annihilated by proton mortars, right? So like we've got half of these guys filled in, so like 11. We had 9 deaths the last time we raided when we finished off the Galactic Empire, and we had like two, I think actually these two, from the first time we had more powerful faction bases. So we'll see what that looks like. Maybe we will do like a trial run this episode on one of the other factions. Let's take a look at the world real quick. So we still have like quite a few hostile groups. If we look at factions here, so like our piggies and our outlanders, a lot of tribals, and Galactic Empire is like wiped off the map, but we do have this Imperial Remnant up here that we're going to take out. So maybe we attack one of these Outlander factions, because I think that should be similar to what we were seeing like base-wise at the Galactic Republic. So yeah, we're going to do a lot of shipbuilding, and then we'll make sure everyone's healed up. I think we've had some social fights. The kids got into a social fight earlier. And yeah, we'll see about taking out one of these Outlanders. We'll be back. Okay, so we did have a quest pop up that's kind of interesting. It's just going to be raiders, but this quest reward, the Vanometric Grav Pack, this is like a high tier jump pack, and we don't have any way to make these. We can only get them from quest rewards, so we're going to accept it for that. Let's go ahead and we'll tell the mechs to stay close. We'll tell everyone else to stay close. And waste rats arrived. Jump. Oh, we're gonna need some beds for them. Maybe we won't actually, because we have like a lot of unnecessary bedding here. Okay. These guys look hideous. What's wrong with them? Just paralytic abasia. Okay, cool. And then let's just make sure that like our close zone is good. I guess we can go ahead and include all that wall. And we can just like take this up to the edge because it doesn't matter. Shuttle bay, nice. Okay, so shuttle bay, ships, personal shuttle, shuttle bay, large shuttle bay. How big is that? Okay, it needs to be placed on ship hull, so that could be like here. It's big enough for these guys. Not big enough for these guys. Provides a docking facility for one or more shuttles. This version is large enough to support the super heavy dropships. Must be kept clear of obstructions. I think there used to be a mod where you could just like tile the floor as like shuttle. Back in like 1.3. I wonder if that's been updated. I might have to go take a peek. But how long are we keeping these rats for? 4 days, 5 days. So these raids should be like popping up pretty quick, and we'll come back when they arrive. Oh, I'm back a little early. So with the mod pack, all the like enhancements to biosculptors and stuff, we have this flush the pods bio tuning. So I'm just doing that in case we need to use any of these pods for anyone else. We don't have to like worry about it. It just kind of like goes through this cycle for about 18 hours. And then it's good to go for the next person. Okay, so we've got a little siege going on. But we have our proton mortars. So let's see how these do. Amazing. Excellent. Just 2 hits and they're gone. Oh my god, it destroyed the slag like from their dropships. That's pretty wild. It looked like just a few of them wandered off the map. How many? 64 raiders. So destroyed a bunch of their bodies as well. We'll go ahead and just like allow this, but then forbid the bodies. Was that part of what faction are you guys? Keller Bursch Roar. Active quests. Where's the waste rats thing? Gentle waste rats. terror society, so that wasn't part of our quest. But yeah, these are just ridiculous, and no wonder they were like annihilating us on arrival. Well, we'll be back. Hey guys, we're back. The proton cannons already got a first volley off on one of the sieges that's actually related to our raid. Let's see if it takes out the rest of them. So if we look at history, siege 98, okay. And there are, yeah, it took out almost half of them. And then we'll have to remember, we turned them back on to take care of some Neanderthal raiders that came up north. And yeah, we'll turn these off now and see if we can just take care of the rest of them without it feeling so underwhelming. We are out in the world doing a lot of training for plasteel and components. So we're down to 11,000 silver. We're up to, that'll be 27 components. Let's see, 10,000. And I think that's good. We hit up basically these three and this one and this one. So there are a few other of the kind of like Outlander factions that we could do some trading with. But I think that's it for now. We got rid of tons of dusters. We'll send you right back there. So our clothing inventory is looking a little bit better. This inventory is looking a little bit better. I am concerned about how much chem fuel we're making. Make chem fuel details, raw food, vegetarian. Let's take rice off of that. This was like primarily bug meat. And then we are making fine meals right now because we are like crazy when it comes to like food storage. Let's increase that to 100. We have like a fine meal fridge right up there. Storage, we'll say this one's critical. We'll say this one's important. But let's copy the settings and paste them, and then let's actually increase this to increase, not decrease. 200, and we will say when we are at 175. I guess when we aren't burning our crops down constantly to make up for infestations, then we're doing all right. We also have all this rice going. We're gonna not allow harvest on that. We're not gonna allow harvest on that. We'll just kind of like save those, and if we need to, we'll emergency harvest them. Of Durasteel here, so we've set this up. That'll be some Durasteel. We have silver there. We have silver there. And oh, we weren't able to sell like any of these Garbo weapons, but let's get this hauled in. And I guess the silver. How are we on plasteel? 4,000 plasteel. We'll need tons of it. Like individually, these tiles aren't costing very much, but we're making tons of them. So if we like look at the ship, hull plating is 1 plasteel, 3 steel. And then the walls, we've been making those out of ship hull Durasteel. 4 plasteel, 2 steel, 14 Durasteel. Durasteel wise, we are running a little low, especially now that we're not like mining any. We're going to switch some of these guys back from plasteel to Durasteel. Let's take a look there. Okay. Got those 3. This one's already Durasteel. That one's Durasteel. This one's plasteel. Plasteel we can buy tons of it, so we'll get back to Durasteel. We're really good on Beskar right now. I think we actually have some sitting in this stockpile. One thing we haven't done in a while, we just did one of the Mandalorian gatherings. We didn't get anyone. Let's see if our armored party brings us any Mandalorians. Don't have any prisoners currently. Look change. Wayun. Let's speed this up. It's always a good opportunity to like take a look at their gear, make sure that they're like colored appropriately. Like Belle needs her trauma pack changed out, and Virgil also must have gotten a new robotic rig. Those like will typically spawn in like a gray color or this orange color you see on him. So we've been recycling apparel that is awful or good. So when these guys have been like picking up new excellent masterwork legendary pieces, then we've been crafting new ones. So if we look at Virgil's backpack, no joiner gear. Yeah, he has an excellent one installed, so we'll just go ahead and have him recolor that. And someone else, it was one of our melee folks at Bell. So apparel color, set this to your family color. And Bell will do the same thing for. Progress-wise on the ship, we are just like coming along. We've gotten a lot of the hull plating done. We've gotten a lot of these walls done. I think I will queue up all this hull plating that's supposed to happen, and then we'll queue up the rest of the hull up here. So we'll see if we can get at least like the framing for our ship done this episode. Okay, and it looks like our second raid is arriving, and it is gonna be a sapper raid. Ooh, oh my gosh, they have rocket launchers. Okay, well, we're pretty armored. You guys are going that way. Well, let's actually get you guys going this way. I think they're gonna like try and rocket launch in. Ooh, we have, what is this? We have some like invisible folks here. Oh my gosh, our mod pack might be like falling apart. Ooh, Narwhal went on a break. And Vand is having a fight with Narwhal. Okay, so not a mental break, just a fight. These rocket launchers are hanging back for now. Tenebrae, go ahead and search and destroy. You can actually do that. Ooh, okay, rocket launchers coming in. Anyone else melee up here? Go ahead again. Okay, fended these guys off. Ranged folks, go ahead and search and destroy for me. Rats, how much longer do you guys need to be here? 22 hours, okay. Not too much longer. Schedule-wise, we can go ahead and like unrestrict you guys again. Mex will do the same for you. And you guys will just like release. Wildlife will do some hunting. The leather and the dusters have been like a big part of our economy. And then we are getting some space that we can butcher. Meals wise, we're doing all right. We have like a lot of food that's not making it into the freezer. So I think we're still good to go on continuing to make meals. Ooh, yeah, I am very concerned by these like invisible ponds. So I might save and reload, and we'll just kind of like see if that helps to resolve anything. Saving and reloading did not resolve anything. What's going on? Okay, what if we come back? What if we try and load the game again? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so we saved, we reloaded, and then we reloaded again, and it looks like I don't see any invisible folks anymore. So now we just like pray that the mod pack like holds it together. I am a little anxious. Haven't had like any real issues with the mod pack. So that's definitely something. I guess what we'll do is I started making plans in here. So like a couple barracks. Figured that this might be like a crafting room or something. I think we'll do like heat dissipation stuff up here. And then maybe we will do something like planning, like maybe this will be like recreation dining area stuff, or I don't know, I feel like behind the bridge should be work area, so maybe this will be work, like what do they call it, workshop. So we'll have like fabrication and repair and all that stuff there. Maybe these two hallways will be dining and then recreation, and then we'll figure out like a hospital or something here. These side rooms, I think we'll do kind of like the shuttle bays and some weapons. And then maybe heat dissipation will happen here and we'll do more weapons up there. But anyhow, I'll figure out some planning around the ship so that it's a little bit more organized with our construction. And then take a look at some of these prisoners and we'll see who we can get converted to Mandalorians before we kind of like take on the Galactic Remnant. I think before we do that, we might take on some of the other factions. But I'm not quite sure. We do have like these factions that we could potentially, I think, ally with. And then we have these factions that are going to be like permanently hostile to us. So maybe we bring in some more allies before we do our assault on the Grand Remnant. Anyhow, this has been a little bit of chaos this episode, especially with kind of like the crazy game breaking stuff that happened. But, we'll come back after these rats are gone and I do a little bit more planning and we'll see who gets the graph pack. Thanks for hanging out. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.